Yeah, good morning to the second day of Conworks, the Spielworks online convention. And as you can see, I'm having a wonderful guest this morning my time, I have to say. It's Ella, and Ella is from Melbourne, Australia. And most probably, most of you have already seen her in various capacities, in various functions. She's one of the most wonderful persons in the analog gaming industry. So, Ella, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, well, I'm nervous. I'm nervous,
Why
really,
are you
because
nervous?
first, I'm not a technical expert, so I'm glad that I
Mm.
can handle Twitch, and second, anything can happen. So, no internet, no nothing, or so you never know. I can't control everything, and this is something
Mm.
that is yeah, well, okayish for me.
Yeah, totally
Um,
understandable. I'm the same. Every time I stream, it's always like I'm nervous.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, we are
Mm.
human beings, and this is fine. And I'm already seeing two people you probably know. I know that you know that you know Karthik. So
Oh yes,
because
hi.
hi,
Yeah.
hi, good to see you. And this is the second one is Chris. Chris from the UK. Maybe you have seen him at Essen. So he is a wonderful person as well. And good morning to Tom. So let me do something first that is pretty boring to maybe a few of you. So I want to repeat the program for today. And of course, you can look it up at my website at www.spielworks.de conworks. I may even later type in the URL for that. But after this 1 hour introduction talking about gaming, life in general, eating, whatever with Ella, I will have at 10:15. I will have a two-player Throne of Allegoria live online game with Dimitrios. It was supposed to be a three-player game, but one player had to drop out on short notice. It is what it is. We will play a two-player game. Um, then at 1 p.m., and when I'm saying 1 p.m., this is always a Central European time, so my time, we will have a presentation of Taros by the designer Bernd Scholz. So this is my first release for next year, so the first Spielworks game of 2021. Afterwards, at 1:45, there will be Wolfram Janich, the designer of Spielberg's first 18xx train game, which will be released late next year. So that's 1837 Saxonia. That will be next. And after that, at 2:45 p.m., there will be a special announcement for Spielworks. I can't tell what it is right now, but maybe if you want to hear about this, um, check it out at 2:45.
Oh.
1 hour later, we have the wonderful Matt Wolf from the US who's doing Squaring Circle Will for me, and he will present this game at that time. And that is the second release of Spielworks next year. So all my four releases will be featured. One has been featured yesterday evening, and the other three then today. After that, at 4:45, we will have a three-player online game of the cost. My latest release, which is now getting excellent reviews, so I'm really proud of the design team and the of artist Harald Lieske and of developer Henning Kröpke here. So thank you to all of them. And by the way, in each online game, you can win a copy. If you bet on the winner in the first 15 minutes of the game, I will raffle off among the correct answers one winner. And as I already said yesterday, and yesterday's online game has proven me correct, don't bet on me. So it makes no sense betting on me. If you want to win a game, don't say Uli is winning that game. Makes no sense. And 7 o'clock, we have. At 7 o'clock p.m., I will go into fanboy mode because I'm having Drew and Cole Worley as my guests, and I'm already really excited and also nervous. And they will talk about Pax Pami, of course. They will talk about the second edition of John Company. I'm sure we will talk a little bit about Leader Games. So Cole, as you know, his main gig is at Leader Games. We will talk about an infamous traffic and about anything he wants. They want to talk about. And after that, we will have a three-player online game of Pax Pamir. So with Cole, Drew, and me, again, you can win a copy of that game, and I will try to distract both of them while by constantly asking questions, because I will be still excited and I will ask them questions, and hopefully they will be distracted so that I maybe have a slim chance winning. And we will close this off at 10 o'clock my time, so 22 Uhr for Germans. We will have a very special guest of honor. He basically demanded this title, and it's the podfather of gaming. So Stephen Warner-Core from the US will be here. We will just have at 30 minutes, we will have some wine, some Prosecco, some whiskey, and there will be also a quiz, so 6 questions, pretty stupid questions, 6 answers. So you can win another 6 games at that time, and this will be about 30 minutes. I will be probably dead at that time anyway, and but you know Steven. Steven he talks for 90% of the time, so that is good for me because then I can relax already a little bit. Yeah, and as Ella is saying in the Twitch chat, it's good evening from Melbourne. So what time is it over there?
It's 6:07 p.m.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So it's dinner time. So it's not breakfast time.
Yes.
It's
No, it's
dinner
not.
it's dinner time for you. So what are you having? Are you having anything to eat right now? Banana. Yeah.
Banana.
Yeah,
Because I had a heavy yesterday. I ate a lot of heavy things, and usually when I eat heavy, I eat lighter the next day. So a lot of fruit today. So
yeah.
banana it is.
It is very healthy at least, and I'm having not that much of a healthy stuff. So I have some breakfast cake. So this is
Breakfast cake.
something. Yeah, yeah. Well, not too healthy, I guess. But I
Mm.
cheated a little bit, as Ella already know. I already had a little bit of breakfast earlier, so because I'm an early riser, and so this was it. And but I'm having some coffee, of course, in the Spielworks cup
Oh,
here.
nice. I
And
should get my own.
as you know, Ella, I'm a huge Prosecco fan, so I'm having a Prosecco as well. So this
Yeah, I
is
should get my
very
own
very
cup also.
yeah,
That's me.
well.
Double me.
So we already know that you are living in Melbourne, Ella. So what are you doing right now? So how is life in Australia?
It's good and bad. I've been in lockdown since around Gamma, so February, March. We have I would say the most restrictive lockdown around the world, which is good
Yeah.
because I'm happy that the government is supporting this because we had a like an outbreak in Melbourne. So, but now we have it well sort of under control. It's funny because we're like below 200 and we're panicking, whereas in the US it's more, and then it's a different deal. So I'm just happy that that's happening. But yeah, I've been at home, which is good, but because also I work at home. So I work for a distributor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the marketing and community coordinator for VR distribution. So we distribute games and toys in Australia, one of the biggest distributors. But also, I'm a content creator, so I make content. Basically, I work at home, so I've been at home since forever,
Yeah.
basically.
So
So
so this means you can't travel around in Australia. Is this impossible? So yeah. Okay.
I can only travel 5 kilometers away from my house. So, and that has to be for 4 reasons. I forgot the 4 reasons. I don't even go out. I think it's for job, for for when you're for going to the hospital. I forgot the other two.
Probably get
Forgot.
some food.
So
Getting some
yeah,
food.
yes. Get some food. Yes, that's it. Yeah, yeah. Because I order everything. Everything comes to the house now. Like everything I do is just ordering.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
It
But
is.
that's it.
Yeah, it's an interesting year. Yeah, I miss you from the conventions, and this was the original reason here, by the way, for the viewers why we scheduled this, because Ella was my, if I may say, my breakfast buddy at the
Mm.
last two Essence, because we were in the same hotel, so that was really good. Because I'm here at live streaming, I'm already nervous, but Ella can attest that I'm at a typical Essen, I'm way more nervous because anything can happen, and especially before the convention starts,
Mm.
when even the games are just arriving. So it's for me, it's a time of high, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's not my easiest week, so it was always good seeing Ella in the morning, and then we had breakfast together. Of course we chatted about some games, but it was about
Mm.
everything. So yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
and that was good. I looked forward to that. Yeah, so that was one of the things that I'll miss about conventions, just seeing people and you during the breakfast. Yeah,
Yeah.
we gossip a lot.
Yeah, this is this is always a great start into the
Yeah,
into the day. But you are
yeah.
also doing some stuff for Spiel Digital in 2 weeks,
I
right?
am. Yeah, I totally forgot. I'm also on the Dice Tower. So
Mhm.
thanks, Uli, for reminding me. Yeah. So I'm doing stuff for Spiel, but for the Dice Tower. So I'm covering games for, um, well, other publishers. I shouldn't mention it because they
No,
were on Spielworks.
anything is fine here. So, mhm.
Yeah, so I'm doing stuff with the OP and Ravensburger and what's the other one? Oh, I'll be in trouble. But that's it. Yeah,
What was the first name? OP. What is OP?
the OP, USAOPLY. US,
Oh,
I can't
I'm
talk to
sorry.
it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, they call themselves the OP now. So USAOPLY. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're busy, and this is so. Let me get this straight. So Dice Tower, which is of course a huge or the largest network of for streams, podcasts of tabletop gaming. So they contacted you, and so that you are now streaming in this network, or how is this being done?
Yeah. I think it was Gamma. So Mark Street, who does the previews for Dice Tower, we got to talking, like chatting, which is what happens during these events. I'm like, oh, are you free to do previews? I'm totally free. And so yeah. And he's like, usually I work with people I like because content, I'm very busy. So if I'm going to make content, I'm not making millions out of this, so I better
Too
enjoy
bad.
it. Absolutely. Yeah, I know nobody's rich in this industry except for maybe a few, but well, I know I'm not rich from this, but so like my goal this year is to enjoy stuff.
Mhm.
So I want to work with good people, and Mark Street is one of the great people in the industry. He's really, really nice, and
Yes.
so I enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like I work as much. Yeah.
This is always good if your work feels like it's your hobby at the same time. This is always
Yes.
a major plus. Going one step or two steps back, Ella, at a certain point you certainly started gaming. So when was this, and why did you start tabletop gaming? So how did this happen?
I think I'm 3 years in. I always have trouble counting, but yeah, 3 years in. So I was a teacher actually before this, and I was studying to teach. And somebody invited me during Christmas. Like my classmates invited me to play games. So my idea was like, oh, we're gonna play Monopoly or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then we played like Seven Wonders and what was it? I think code names
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, I got introduced to the world of board gaming, and then I started my Instagram, and then it grew a lot, and then I was sucked in. Now I have 300 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. At a certain point, you do not count anymore. It's just
No, no, no. I just look at them with shame.
yeah, actually, I'm even hiding my games. They are in there because lots of people
There.
or most gamers they have their games in open shelves so that they can see them. And I had this for most of my life, but at a certain point, said, well, all the game boxes next to each other, they don't look that nice. So now I'm hiding them
Yeah.
in there.
Are they in those squares over there?
Yes.
Ah, cool.
This is my and another factor is this is full, so I'm cheating here also a little bit. But I'm saying if there is no room, a game has to go. So right now my
Yeah.
collection is not growing anymore because actually all this white and red stuff that's full. It's completely full with small
Yeah.
and large boxes. But yeah, it's what it is.
Do you do the one in, one out? Like if you buy something, something has to go. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'm cheating. On the other corner, there are some open games, and
Yeah.
so who stare at me and demand a place on the other side. But right now, there is no place. So yeah, what can you do?
Somebody is asked, Kartik is asking, how many games do you have, Uli?
And not that many actually. So I'm not. Yeah, well, what is not many. So I think among the Eurotype or Ameritrash stuff, maybe 250. So that's what it is. So of course it's a large number, way too large. But as some of you know, I'm also a huge wargamer, and I saw Dirk here earlier ago. So hello Dirk, who has a handle to Bilderbost, and he is one of my oldest, although he's still a young person, of course, gaming friends. So we play games. So we play war games and some other stuff almost daily via Vessel. And so I have, in addition to this, I probably have the same number of war games, but this goes back to
Oh
the
my
late
goodness.
70s. And I'm not storing them here. So you see, I'm cheating always. This is for games, and then our war games do not count. All this stuff is being
Yeah.
happening. Yeah, and as Karthik is saying, we all cheat. Yes, it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And Ode is there as well. So Ode, as everybody knows, the only fan in the whole world from Bayer Leverkusen. He's Bayer Bube. So I have one of Ude's games, not planning on giving it back. So you
Giving it
see.
back.
So keep it. Yeah, and Dirk is asking here, he's new to Twitch. Can anybody see this? I can confirm this. Yes, we see this. Good morning. I'm Dirk, by the way. Yes, we can all see this, and no worries here. And there's another question for you, Ella. Do you also play a lot of games virtually? That's a good question.
I actually do. So I have a regular game group I play wow, King's Dilemma with. It's been postponed this October just because I've been busy. But yeah, I do. I stream on Twitch also, which surprisingly, if you're a content creator, you play less games. Well, I play less games that I play just for the fun of it. It's more for work. So I'm trying to find a way that I still they play for myself. So I found that Twitch has been good for that because I just feel the community more in Twitch because people chat and
Yes.
there's no pressure to create like good. Like, I mean, I still do good content, like the lighting will be good, but there's no like, oh, it has to be perfect, like when I do my recordings and stuff. So I just enjoy myself. Yeah, and I
Wait,
play with friends.
wait, you're saying this is not perfect lighting and
No,
perfect
it's
background?
great, Uli.
No,
At least you know.
no, I totally agree. I totally agree that Twitch is easy to handle, even for me who has no technical clues here and no knowledge at all. So this is a good way to communicate. And because we mentioned Spiel Digital earlier a little bit, so and I also said so yesterday. I'm not part of Spiel Digital, but still, I wish them
Mm,
a lot of success, and I think it's an important way for the future. So
yeah,
even if physical conventions will reappear, I think this digital part will stay in the future for sure. It's an
yeah,
excuse me, it's an important part because people, let's say from Australia, from Oceania, it's very costly to attend Essen or to attend Gen Con in Indianapolis. So I think it's good. Just right now, for a tiny publisher, it's
yeah.
very difficult to be live or to pre-produce content for 4 full days, and so that's the reason
Yeah.
why I'm not doing this.
So you're
Uh,
not at all.
no, no. There's already. I'm really excited to see what they will do with Spiel Digital. Yes, I'm excited as well, but it's right now I'm passing. So,
Yeah.
is there a special genre of games that you prefer, or are you an omni gamer, Ella? Do you play anything, everything?
I am an Omni gamer. I found that during COVID though, I think I posted about it that I've been playing more light, medium to light games just because it's really hard to get like a heavy game on the table. Just to the because of COVID, like I don't have time to, I don't know, the anxiety or the stress. I'm always, I don't know, I'm sure people, a lot of people feel this, like you feel more tired, like a lot of things are weighing on you. So like reading rules, really long rules are not something that I find that I can do as much as before. And also it's very hard. Like I'm in lockdown, so who will I play with? My
Yeah.
husband and son are not like heavy gamers, so it's very hard.
Yeah,
And I find it hard on tabletop simulator. It's just longer and like, oh, you have to fiddle with a lot of things. So I just don't enjoy it as much like if I play,
yeah,
yeah, in person.
I agree 100%. So on one hand, online gaming is an important part for me. I can test online some games. So I'm testing Acadians with Jason Dinger. I'm testing the
Mm,
Smoky Valley with Claude Sirois by Vessel. So that is great. But I'm not enjoying it that as much as personal as on the table because
yeah,
you see the laughter, you see what they like or what they do not like, and it's totally different
yeah,
from online gaming. And I also agree that tabletop simulator or tabletopia are very difficult to handle. I knock everything over, so and it takes three
yeah,
times as long. And Vessel is a
yeah,
little bit easier, but even yesterday when we were streaming Lagrand Trunk Journey, it was difficult because normally I'm using two monitors. So I have the
yeah,
main board on one screen and my card hand and my display on the other one. But yesterday I had to
yeah,
move everything to one screen because otherwise the people cannot watch what I'm doing. And so I couldn't really
yeah,
plan, and I saw, oh, how difficult it is. And this will be also one interesting feature for Spiel Digital. How
yeah,
people, because they openly invite people to play and test the games using Tabletopia, but will players
yeah,
be able to play if they do not have experience using Tabletopia?
yeah.
I'm curious. I don't know. How do
Do
you?
you feel it affects your play testing? Because I worry that people they say, "Oh, I don't like this game," but what part of it is like Tabletopia or Tabletop Simulator, and what part is them not or liking or not liking the game? So, what's been your experience?
Yeah, that's why I'm not using Tabletopia. I have the program. I have also Tabletopia. I have TTS and Tabletopia, but I'm not using them. I'm using them
Yeah,
only in a passive way for pitching. So quite a few people have
right.
pitched me games, and I'm saying, yeah, well, we can do this, and I'm watching this. And but you just describe this. I don't want to play. And I
Yeah.
played a game, a test game in March with
Mm.
Americans, with Daniel Newman, a good friend, and I was only swearing. So it took that was a 1 hour game, and it probably took 3 hours. I knocked everything over, and
Yeah.
there's even a virtual table. So and a card, and I couldn't find a card, and they said, well, it probably fall off the table, and I said, huh? And so I looked, and it was down there. So the only
Yeah.
button at Tabletop Simulator is flips the table. This is
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
flips the table and everything is done.
Yeah.
So, but getting back to your question, I think it affects if you use these tabletop simulator and tabletopia a lot, it will affect playtesting because
Yeah.
I need to watch faces. Are they excited?
Mm.
Or maybe if I
Yeah.
explain a game on a table, if everybody is staring around, I know, no, not excited,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
typing on his smartphone, on his cell phone, no, not excited. But on online, I
Mm.
don't notice this. I simply can't
Yeah.
notice it. But here in Germany, although the COVID numbers are rising, we are not in lockdown. So I can invite friends to my house and we are testing physically. So
Mm.
it's doable again, of course, with social distancing and no
Yeah.
handshaking and all this stuff. And we'll have to see what the autumn, what the fall will bring, because numbers are rising, and maybe they will say, "Well, no, it's again only families in a house," but
Yeah.
we can still do proper testing here. Yeah.
Yeah. Winter will be hard. I think that's why it's better now in Melbourne. It's getting warmer. I think being in lockdown plus winter is very hard. So I'm like, oh, it'll be, especially in Germany, it's cold, right? It'll
Yeah, it
be a bit
is
harder.
with climate change, of course, it's not that
Yeah.
cold anymore. So, but yeah, it's getting cold, and in the fall, everybody is catching the flu or a cold.
Yeah.
Is this now COVID? Is it just a regular flu? Nobody knows. Other people are
Yeah.
saying, well, based on the history of SARS in Hong Kong in 2003, where everybody had masks, that
Yeah.
that it can be even a milder flu than normally. So we don't know, and I'm not
Yeah.
an expert.
Yeah.
Because suddenly everybody is an expert, and and saying, well, I know this, we
Yes.
should do this, and I'm not. I'm definitely not. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Mhm. And Chris is saying, no, no, he's typing on his phone right now. So you bloody bastard. So he's bored. Um, and, and, and Derry is saying, yes, online board game platforms are better than nothing, but not a good substitute for the real thing. 100% in agreement, yes. And Ode is saying, the buyer, you are complaining about climate change to an Australian. Yeah, of course, we have these pictures right now from California and from Oregon, and we had this from several months ago from Australia. So yeah,
Yeah.
of course, it's
I'm
happening.
worried about that. Just imagine COVID plus bushfire. How like I can't even imagine it. Like how will that experience be? Yeah, no, it won't be good. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully.
That is the phone probably Asmodee
Hello.
calling. They want to buy Spielworks, but my wife is here. She should answer this.
Yeah.
You see, everything is live, and we have just on phone line, and I cannot really cut it off, so because then nobody can reach my wife. Um, Ella, which games, or no, not games, let us put this in a different way. What do you like most in our hobby? What do you like in our industry? What do you like least? So what are these things that you prefer, and what are you actively disliking?
Oh, the most is
Yeah.
community. Like most of my friends are gamers now. Like
Hmm.
it was like in Australia, it was very hard because I was a migrant. It's hard to start finding new friends, and that was my way to find friends. And most of my best friends now are gamers. That's what I love the most. Like even when I'm streaming, it's just the chats more than the games that I enjoy. What I like the least, it's the consumerism, I guess. Like you have to have everything, and it's not good for the environment. Like I have to be conscious about it also, like all the plastic and just I have to get the. Do I have to? No, I don't. Not really. So yeah, just buying and buying and buying. That's the thing,
Yeah, yeah.
which I'm guilty of also. I'm not saying that I'm not. I am. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Of
Yeah.
course we are. Of course we are. We are living in a surplus world. We have too much of everything, and we can
Yeah.
instantly get anything. So via Amazon
Hmm.
or via somebody else, and of course this is convenient. And let's face
Yeah.
it, everybody is not black or white. It's grayish. It's in the middle.
Yeah.
So we have our good things and we have our bad things, and it's simply what it is. We try. We always can try to get better, but it's
Yeah.
definitely not easy. Look at Twitch. So Twitch is owned by Amazon. So and you can
Yeah. I
say
know.
why using Twitch, but what is the alternative? It's YouTube. Ah, much better. So it is what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
very difficult.
You do your best. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We don't have to buy thousands of games. Just a couple of hundreds a year is good enough. So, um,
Yeah.
um, but still, one thing that is what has become way better is representation of women in gaming. But still, we have women in gaming are a minority, and of course, there are
Mm.
several groups who are minorities. How do you see this? How can this be get better? Is it getting better, or am I too optimistic? How do you see this?
I think I'm optimistic. Especially I guess with because everything is online, it's been easier in that sense. Because before, like I had to travel to the United States, like spend my own money to network.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it would have been very hard for me to get access. And so with everything being online, it's been easy. I guess lower barrier of access in that sense, but also still because you have to have the right equipment and things like that. There's always like I'm not saying 100% it's easy access, but it's been better in that sense. But also because because of the situation this year, I guess more people are speaking up about it, and
Yes.
I think I'm always positive that Tideside there are more people like us who care about diversity than
Yes.
the louder voices who are are not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're becoming louder just because they know their time is up. I always feel that there's more of us than them. They're just louder.
Yes.
So I'm very optimistic. You just have to push back. Like you can't let them in the space. Yeah. So but it's been pretty good. Like sometimes I forget that not that I'm pulling like I forgot that I know the Filipino term, but like not pulling your own leg, like lifting your own chair. That's the name in Filipino.
Okay.
Buhat ng bangko. Like I'm just saying that I'm one of the more prominent women in the gaming industry, and I'm blown away by like, oh yeah, I did that until here. So yeah, I'm very proud of that because
Yes.
I always get messages that, oh, it's great to see you, it's great that you're playing these games and things like that. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and Karthik is confirming this. We need more people like Ella in this industry. Yes, I
Thanks.
agree 100%, even 110%, although this is not possible, but I think so. That this is really something that is very important, and also that people speak up so that they say something and not just disagreeing but not saying anything. Then it won't change. And in
Yeah.
my opinion, also, it is getting better. Maybe sometimes we make
Mm,
two steps we are advancing two steps and then go one step back. But generally, I think so. And as I mentioned before, I'm coming from wargaming and from the early
yes.
80s here in Germany. First, there were very few wargamers because of our special history. Nobody wanted to touch a wargame, but I was interested in this. And but at that time, there were zero. I say zero women wargamers in Germany. Zero. No, nobody. And
Mm,
then when at our smaller conventions or at conventions in Germany, the first women appeared and wanted to play games, 95% of the
we're
old
like, no.
men, they were of course not saying no. So, but you could see, oh, what's happening here? What's happening here?
Yes.
Because that was totally alien to people, and I know. And this is very recent. A couple of years ago, I won't mention her name, a German women gamer, and she was at a convention and she was playing for hours and hours Axis and Allies, this Hasbro game. So World War II
Yep.
game, strategic game, takes hours. And a male gamer came to the table and she was getting up because from her chair playing, because
Yeah.
it takes 4 hours and sometimes you just need to relax.
Yeah.
And she was making commands still from standing up, and this guy asked her, "You're only watching, you're not playing, right?" Because he couldn't believe that
Imagine.
somebody,
Yeah.
imagine that somebody is playing Axis and Allies and
Yeah.
having fun. Strange worlds,
Which
but
is strange.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
agree, it's getting better. Yeah, and
I'm
all
gonna
the
make you embarrassed. I'm gonna say something.
okay,
So, when I was starting, a lot of the publishers would offer me like light and party games. There's nothing wrong with that, but because they equated, oh, you're a girl, you
yeah,
only play light party games. So it was very hard for me to get like heavy games. Like publishers who publish heavy games to take me seriously. You were one of the first ones who actually gave me a game. So I appreciate that. Even Cole Worley, because there was no preconception that she's a girl or a woman, so must not like John Company
oh
or
yeah,
Oath or yeah. So that I really, and once a publisher gives you that access, it's actually a cascading effect. So if one publisher does the right thing, other publishers follow. So I really appreciate that from
yeah.
you, Uli.
No,
So
I
that
even
was a
didn't knew this, that I was one of the first. So of course, we should be open to anyone, and then we'll see what will come out of this. And in my opinion, it can be only positive. Yeah. So I will. Which game was this? Yinzi?
yes.
One of the very lightest games. So I will ask you a couple of rules questions in 5 minutes. So I will ask you page 15, right color. What's in there? So, no,
But
everything.
even I remember you were interacting with me with Lagranja and Hentes. So when you were
Ah,
chatting, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I remember our first interaction was, oh, that's a great game. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So
that I think that's how we chatted on Twitter.
okay. So yeah, many moons ago. So yeah. Excellent. Yeah, but Elizabeth Hargraves, she mentioned, of
Mm.
course, a wonderful designer, most famous for Wingspan, but she did a
Wingspan.
couple of other. very good games. And she mentioned at the
Mm.
Tabletop Network conference in late November, early December last year, and or she asked the question, why are women often, not always, but often play lighter, shorter games? Or people have in their conception that women are playing lighter games. And she had one interesting answer to this, and I, after thinking about this, I agree. In
Mm.
our world, still women work longer and more than men, because men, we have our jobs, and yeah, some of us are doing some household stuff, maybe some gardening, but that's it. Whereas women still are now have the same time for jobs, so they have to do a full-time job in most countries, otherwise
Yes.
we do not have enough income. Then on top of that, they do more on average in the house, in
Yes.
gardening. They cook in more than average, and of course they have the kids. And
Mm.
yes, in some modern families, men and women do the same things with kids, so it's 50-50 of the time, but often it's 80 to 20. And then
Yes.
suddenly women do not have time to play a 2 hour or 3 hour game. First, learning the rules. So there's Yinzi, you learn the rules, you have to explain the rules, sit down with your woman friends, and they are saying, no, I can't arrive at your house before 8 because my kids have to go to bed
Yeah.
and I have to stop here at 10. So this is, and
Yeah.
I thought, well, Elizabeth is most probably correct here. It's what it is.
Yeah. I think it's also an income thing. There are a lot of more men who have higher incomes. So
Yeah.
it's also a barrier. Like I always think this is an expensive hobby. Like this is not something that you can get into easily. Yeah.
No, of course, compared to if this is your first hobby, your main hobby, I think it's still inexpensive because
Mm.
you're buying the games. You're not doing that much in addition. If you compare this to some sports, or if you're going to restaurants, or if you're a real foodie, or if you are into
Yeah.
movies, and if you are able to go to the movie theater, it's still inexpensive. But of course, we are getting back to the huge number of games. If you're buying regularly, it adds up. It adds up,
Yeah.
and games are now expensive. And I'm seeing Ash here, Ash BGG in the chat. Hello, good morning. I just woke up to this. You brute. You should be up for since 9 o'clock. But actually, he helped me a lot yesterday in the online Grand Trunk journey. So the other two players, Steffen and Claude, couldn't see this, and he tried to help me. But even with his excellent help, I couldn't win, so I had no chance. So, so thank you again. Although it didn't result in anything here. So what are you missing most in COVID times? We had touched on this, seeing friends, traveling, because you were also in Portugal, in at Leria Con. So you are normally traveling around quite a
Yes.
bit. So what are you missing most?
I think that's it. Mostly friends, just seeing friends. But also just being out,
Yeah.
just being out in the world. Because the other day I went to the dentist, I was so excited. Look at me driving around. I'm outside. So like the small things that you took for granted that you can't do. Those are the things.
Yeah. So play hours and
Yeah, I
hours.
know. I'm reading also.
By the way, okay, that's very good. So I didn't even actually knew this. So we see more women gamers here. That's what we are needed, and so yeah. But well,
Hi, Ash.
you still couldn't help me. So so next time I'm listening in a better way to you, because she said take coal as the resource, and of course I took iron, and so
Yeah.
oh, well, I should have listened better. And if somebody wasn't here right from the start, Ella mentioned, and this is totally different from Europe right now, or from most European countries, that she cannot circle outside of 5 kilometers from her home. So it's
Yeah.
really a lockdown. When we are saying, oh, we are here, we have huge restrictions in Germany. This is not to be compared. And I think you mentioned a figure 200 of 100,000 people, or what is the actual figure right now?
Currently now in Melbourne, I don't know what the figures are in other. We because we get a countdown every day. There was 15 no deaths. Because they're monitoring the numbers, and it's going to be announced if we're going to go into stage 3. My son is actually, because he's going to school, he's excited. That's been hard for him, like a teenager being at home. And I think he's going back to school face to face on the 26th. So let's see. It depends on the numbers. If it goes back up, then it won't happen. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still worried about people getting sick, and not even the getting sick, because I heard about the like you getting long term damage, because we don't know what the
Yeah.
effects will be. So I'm
Yeah.
always scared about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We wanted to see tomorrow Marion's parents, who are of course old,
Yeah.
so which is legally possible. But we are saying, because the numbers are rising, no, it's not a good time
Shouldn't.
to do so.
Yeah.
So we are not doing this. It's what it is, and we have to be
Yeah.
all careful, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you seen them, or you haven't seen
Yeah,
them
I
in a
have
while?
seen them a couple of weeks ago. But you have to see, in
Mm.
Germany, the numbers were very high in March and April, early May, and then they dropped dramatically. So we had
Okay.
in the summer, July, we had 300 to 500 new infections in a day in all of Germany.
In a day. Okay. Wow,
So
that's a
among
lot.
80 million people, this is absolutely nothing. In our part here, we had for a week no new infections, nothing, not at
Yeah.
all. But now the numbers are rising in a large number, because, of course, people are getting careless. In summer, it's so warm and you're getting outside
Yeah.
and you want to see friends. We are social
Yeah.
human beings, so we want to see friends and you meet, but it's not probably not the
Yeah.
best idea. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, we're
that's what
pretty
it is.
lucky. We're living with people we actually like. So I just can't, if you were alone. Marion's an actual person.
She is an
Yes.
actual person. Yes,
Yes.
as you she's oh, yes. Sometimes I'm thinking she's a super person, so she has special powers, especially to control me,
Yeah.
to keep me sane. But no, she's an actual person, and she's, as you are saying, she's in every example of the rules. Yeah, and the other names that are there, that's Henning's wife. So Henning is doing most of the development, and Harald's wife. So as you know, Harald is the artist for Spielwerk. So
Yes.
they
For
are
Spielberg. Yeah.
yeah. So she's and I know that I was so surprised when I traveled to the US in the 80s, and I was at a convention, I think at Origins '88. That was
Mm.
a combined convention, actually, Origins and Gen Con as one convention. And at that time, Gen Con was still at Milwaukee. Was it Milwaukee? It wasn't at Indianapolis. I think it was Milwaukee. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But then somebody introduced himself, and he said, "Well, my first name is Marion, so same spelling. So it can be also a male name." And I said, "Ah, interesting." So yeah, but stupid Germans, bloody Germans. What do they know? Not a lot. Not a lot. So what actually will you do tomorrow on your Sunday? Will you stream? Will you just relax? Will you read? So
In the morning. I'm streaming. So there's this new game by Shem Phillips, so the New Zealand publisher, Garfield Games.
Mm,
If you know him, they made the like Architects of the West Kingdom and stuff like that. So they have like sort of like a heavy flip and write. It's called oh my god, Hadrian's Wall. I
mm,
should eat another banana. So I'm streaming that, and then I'm just playing games in the afternoon, because I play games with my friends, and we just stream it. We play the Crew, a trick taking game. It's really fun.
okay.
Cooperative trick
Mm,
taking games,
yes.
reverse. You have to make other people play, win the trick.
Mm,
So we just scream at, like, have fun and scream at each other. We
but
were
that's
stuck
good.
at level 6.
Yeah, but that's good.
So
That's good. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a brilliant game. So which games did you impress most lately?
I'd really like that. I like the crew. What did I like? I like. I've discovered a lot of RPGs also and escape room. There was one by USLopoly, which is written by Sen Fong Lim. Do you know him? So he made like an escape room Scooby Doo, which is like an episode of Scooby Doo but escape room. So that was pretty fun. But yeah, this year that was the crew was pretty good. Oh my God, you're putting me in. Pan Am. Have you played Pan Am? Economic game.
Not yet, because I'm not sure it's even available in Germany right now. But
Oh, not
I haven't
yet.
checked. I think it wasn't this a game that was Target or Walmart exclusive first in the US, or maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. But
Yeah.
I've
No,
heard
I'm
good
not
things about
sure.
it.
Oh,
But
it's really good. I was surprised. I was surprised. Not that they publish bad things, but it was really good. I like I'm a fan of bidding and stocks and stuff like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very interesting.
mhm.
So I really like that about this year. It's not a deluge of like a ton of games and then you forget. I kind of like that things are spaced out instead of one big Gen Con. Everything
Yeah,
is in Gen Con.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
I
think that's good. Do you think?
Yeah, I agree 100%. And
Yeah.
Ash is confirming Pan Am was first target exclusive.
Mm,
So, and
yeah.
but I'm scrolling back here. Daryl is asking, or he would like to learn more about Hadrian's Wall. Can you already
Yeah.
give some clues, or should they watch the stream?
Yeah, no. I was actually because if you think about flipper rights, you think like it'll be short. So I was like, oh my God, 12 pages of rules. I'm like, I don't have time for this. But really it was just so yeah, so the idea of the Hadrian's Wall, it was protection for the Roman Empire.
Hmm.
So basically you're um yeah, so that's it. So you're trying to protect yourself from the deluge of they call it the Picts. So the Picts will come in and try to invade you, and you're just building up the wall, and also like doing your negotiations with the city, with the what do you call this, the oh God, like the politicians, so that they give you money and stuff like that. So it's all very, but it's because there were a lot of choices in the flipping right. So I'm like, this is going to be hard, but really because you get cards that give you goals during the year, so it actually narrows down the decision space, and you only get a select number of workers that are either soldiers, people who go to the market and buy produce and stuff like that. So it's a yeah, more tomorrow. It's very hard to explain just because there's a lot of
Yeah,
things happening,
it's
but basically that. Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty good.
I'm also interested in these games. It really looks good. And one funny anecdote maybe at this time. So last year, when Marion and me we were planning our holidays for this year, we had planned to travel to the Hadrian's Wall, and
Oh,
so for a week. And what you can do, you have an organization, so an organizer doing this, and you only travel a day with your backpack, and they move
oh,
your
okay.
other stuff to the next hotel, small hotel. So, and each day, so over a week, you move along the whole Hadrian's Wall. So that were what
Oh,
we were
that's
planning,
cool.
because last year we thought, well, there's Brexit, let's do it this year. You never know
Yeah,
what will happen in 2021 in Great Britain.
surprise.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
of course, yeah, we had to cancel this because of COVID.
Where is
So
that exactly? So where
so
is it exactly?
probably Ash will now scream when I'm saying this, because she knows it probably way better than me. But it's basically at the border of modern Scotland and the
Right.
UK. So we would have flown into Newcastle, and it's not too far from there. So yeah, but what can
I
you do?
agree with Pax Pamir. Was that this year though? Wasn't Pax Pamir last year?
Yes. So the first print of the second edition, let's put it that way, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
last year,
Last
and
year.
the English edition and German edition, French edition, Spanish edition, that was this year, and it's only now
Yeah,
coming the German edition to Germany. I agree
yeah.
here. It's my most played game of this year in Corona times. We had a wonderful time. We had a weekly group with Jeff Engelstein. Maybe you know him, the UX
Mm,
designer. So he now has this spinball game. But he has designed a few other games with Mark Herman, of course, and with
yeah.
Steffen. a German gamer and another US gamer. We had a weekly meeting in COVID times and we played it weekly.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. We had so much time and yeah, I agree. So
Yeah.
Pax Pamir
I
is
agree.
wonderful. Yeah.
I totally agree. I'm a big fan of Cole. Like any game that Cole makes is pretty good. It's just because of the focus is on interaction among the players, and there's a small rule set, but it's very strategic, like very deep. Like well, Oath is not this year, but I have played it, and you will
Yes.
love that. Like that's oh my gosh, you will love that so much. I love that game so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
I can't wait for that to go out. Yeah.
I agree, and as of course as a fanboy, I backed the game on Kickstarter on the first day. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
I wasn't even
Easy.
thinking about this. So done
Yeah.
and over. And Chris is
Yeah.
saying, I remember visiting Hadrian's Wall as a child. So where exactly
Mhm.
is this, Chris? So was I correct or was I totally mistaken? Is it pretty much at the border of England and Scotland, or where is it? So maybe he can. But probably he's now again typing on his phone, that bloody bastard.
Yeah, yeah. It's watching and typing.
So he can't respond in time. Yeah, so Hadrian's Wall, I'm really looking forward to. And Pan Am, I haven't seen, but I'm also interested in. What
Yeah, yeah. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, what Marion and I, we played a lot of very old two-player games. So she's playing games, but she is not a core gamer. So she likes to play games with a shorter rule set and which can be
Mm,
finished within 45 to 60 minutes. So we played a lot of the sometimes very old Cosmos two-player games, so
Tarji.
Rosenkönig and Jambo and some others.
Yeah.
And they were good, but actually afterwards I said, well, yeah, the good games, professionally produced. Cosmos knows how to do games, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But after playing them, I said, yeah, well, it's enough. It's enough. And we played what we are still playing. What we are in is My City, this
Yeah.
legacy
Tile
type game,
Lane
which I
Legacy.
hate, which I really hate. I hate this puzzle game, but if and of course
Why?
I'm losing badly each and every time. So yeah, but we will continue. We will go through this. So it will
Yeah.
happen. Kahuna, of course. This is a good game. This is a good two-player game. Yes, I agree. So Kahuna by Günther Cornett, I think, is a designer, is still a very good game. Um, so yeah, right. We were talking about the game. Then I made a stupid remark about visiting the Hadrian's Wall. Uh, and Chris is watching us on the phone. Yeah, you're probably in bed still, right? And another remark, I like Babel very much from Uwe. Yes, Babel is also a good game. And really, these games, Cosmos had so many good two-player games in a couple of years and for very affordable prices. So that was
Yeah.
a very good day. And Karsik is leaving because he is doing some badminton. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your badminton and have a great day. And maybe you get back later for some Pax Pamir. Enjoy your day. It was wonderful seeing you here again. And Chris's wall is all in northern England, so I was not really correct that it's almost
That's fine.
at Scotland. But you see, Germans, they will. We want to tell the world how the world is all the time, and we don't do know very little about the world. But this doesn't stop us from talking about the world. Yeah. Do you have any more questions or anything that you would like to ask, Ella?
What are you excited about today?
I'm excited about most excited. I'm about so basically I like everything. So I want to talk to the designers, to Bernd and Wolfram and Matt about my new games for next year. But I have to say, and this is my personal, and of course I'm looking forward to laughing with Steven at the end as a very special
Yeah.
guest of honor. And I'm looking forward to the online games too, but my highlight will be Cold and True because there I will have another shirt. It's a fanboy shirt. It's simply I'm fanboy to I'm getting back to the mode where I was in the 80s in gaming when I was not professionally involved. So, as you
Yeah.
know, I'm professionally in this industry since 1993, and you get a different view on things. You've
Yeah.
basically seen most of it. Of course, there are new trends, but you've seen it. You have seen Essen. You have seen Gen Con. You've seen this. So the excitement
Yeah.
factor is still there, but it is more okay. I'm again at Indianapolis. Oh, Essen. Uh huh. Mm-hmm. So, but
Yeah.
there are a few people like Mark Herman, like Cole and Drew, where I'm fanboy again.
Same.
I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
falling back, and when they talk, it's like me. It's a different thing. So I'm looking forward to this. So and
Yeah. Yeah.
and of course, Cole has mentioned a little bit about the second edition of John Company at Twitter. So given a few remarks, a few hints,
Yeah.
but I want to hear more. I want to hear more.
Yeah. I missed out on a copy of that, so I'm excited about the new edition. So yeah.
Yeah, we will
Yeah, I'm
see.
a big fangirl, fanboy. But I can be a fan, but a big fangirl of Cole. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This will be wonderful seeing them. And of course, I already had the true highlight for today. Is already now happening, and yeah, and I really miss. And I don't see a large chance for Laria Con next year. Which
Yeah.
I talked to the guys of Spiel Portugal, and they have a
Yeah.
date actually for LariaCon,
Yeah.
but it's not open. It's not in the public. I won't mention it because they are saying if you
Yeah.
announce it, people will book it. They will be excited,
Yeah.
and then we have to again cancel it. And they already had to cancel it twice this year because they
Yeah.
cancel it in March and then moved it to June because everybody was so
Yeah.
optimistic. After months, COVID is
Yeah.
gone. Of course,
Yeah.
didn't happen. So this has been moved to next year, but I won't mention it. And realistically, even in this
Yeah.
environment with 500 people, so but I'm missing sangria
Yeah.
on tap,
I know.
red wine for lunch, bottles and
Just to
bottles.
tell you a story, we drank so much sangria they covered it in the in the mornings. Like no sangria for you, because people were drinking it at breakfast with the fruit.
Yeah, well,
Oh, that was like the loveliest con ever. Like the food, the sangria, and just the laughs. It's one of the best conventions.
yes,
Yeah.
it was so and yeah, and it is a lot more enjoyable for me at least than GenCon and Essen, which is a lot more business like. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And Ash is having a comment on John Company. Yes, you need the right
Oh,
group
you can play
to make.
solo.
You can
I
play
didn't know you
solo.
can.
You can play solo,
Ah,
but she's correct that you need the right group to make it justice because it is a
like
game where you
everything.
need to negotiate at the table and everybody
Yeah.
has to be in the right mood for this. And
Yeah.
so if somebody doesn't like this style of games, then the whole group won't be able to
Yeah.
enjoy it. Chris,
That's how we played Infamous Traffic at LyraCon. That was my first introduction. That was a great game.
yeah,
We
but
beat Wooly.
but this is not a big surprise. This is I'm not the greatest game player, but this is maybe a good remark for ending this. Um,
Yes.
um, Ella, no, I have a question. I have a follow up here. Are you more a
Mm.
person that is looking for an aim for the target? Are you enjoying this more than the experience, the way to reach the aim, this target? What are you in gaming and in your general life? Or
Um, I'm trying to learn to enjoy the journey more than the goal because I found that focusing on the goal doesn't let you enjoy the things that you should be enjoying now. That's what I believe. Yeah, because you're always worried about the future, blah blah blah, and you never know what will happen. Just enjoy what's happening now because
yeah,
you tend to yeah. Especially now in COVID, you realize, oh, I should have just been enjoying. There were a lot of things I should just be enjoying. So yeah, I think that's a new perspective for me.
yeah,
Is it the same for you?
yeah. But it's absolutely the same for me, and this is also true for gaming for me because
Mm,
of course there is a goal, and
yeah.
everybody at the table in a competitive game, of course, not in a
Yes.
cooperative game. Everybody in a competitive game should try to win. Otherwise, it doesn't make
Yes.
any sense, and others will be bored. But for me, it's way
But
more enjoyable to reach this goal, to have this
yes.
experience, the journey, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
hardly winning any game because I try to enjoy myself and try weird
I'm the
things,
same.
and it's simply
Yeah.
what it is.
I'm
Yeah.
the same.
And Ash is saying, yeah, a new edition
Oh,
of
so good.
Infamous Traffic. This may be even my favorite Cole game.
Yeah.
I think it's near perfect. And we will talk about this later today, if there is a new edition of an Infamous Traffic, and there will be a new edition, I'm pretty certain that I will be doing the German edition of this. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, and somebody else is confirming that Sean Company is fabulous. Can't
What's
wait
with
for a
the
second
story?
edition. Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
He treats history really well, like Cole. It's very well thought out. It's just yeah. So yeah, we
Yes.
can't rave enough about Cole.
No, we
His
can't.
ears are burning right now.
Well, I think Cole is sleeping right now, so he
I don't know.
in the US, so he isn't there. But I will be in fanboy mode
I
later.
know.
So thank you everybody here being here, watching us, chatting, having hopefully if you're in Germany or in Europe having some breakfast with us, or if you are in Australia having some dinner with us and having a prosecco with us. Um, and Ella, of course, thank you so much, and I'm really looking
Oh, thank
forward
you, Willie.
being seeing you in person in the hopefully not too distant future. And the next in 13 minutes we will have a two-player game of Throne of Allegoria. So if you would like to see us playing this game live and online, you may do so. I will